What is going on? Hope you guys are doing great. I'm hype. I'm unbelievably excited right now. We're in the mangroves, man. I've always wanted to do this. There's actually a snook chilling right there. He might only be like 18 inches long, but it's still the coolest thing ever. We're fishing this channel on this long peninsula that eventually empties out into the Gulf. It's like a 2-mile hike that way. So I don't know if we're gonna make it all the way to the end with our allotted time, but either way, it should be a fantastic time. So we're gonna explore, snoop around, hopefully catch some fish. If I catch any snook and stuff like that, that will be completely new to me. So whatever we do, it should be great. So let's get throwing a little paddle tail around and see if we can get anything hooked up. In fact, I might cast at the snook that's hanging out around here and see if we can get him to eat, because that would be pretty sick. Oh, and I've already gotten ourselves snagged a little bit. Starting off with a horrible cast. That's better. We're fishing a falling tide right now, so all the current is just ripping down through this channel and into the Gulf. So not 100% familiar with when the bite is supposed to be good and when it's supposed to be bad, but based off the little bit of knowledge that I do have, fishing that high current situation with that falling tide or rising tide, where it's kind of squeezed through a little bit narrower of an area, can be some good fishing. So we'll just see. Well, all my talking and yapping probably scared all the fish away, but there are plenty of openings like that. Oh. Man, I can't formulate a clear sentence without getting smacked upside the head by something. What I'm really digging about this place is it's familiar in a certain sense of the way that we're fishing. We're walking a trail, and then every once in a while, whoop-de-doo, there's an opening here right in the trees. That reminds me an awful lot like the river that I fish back where I live, where you get into these little openings in the trees and make a cast, and that's how I catch a heck of a lot of pike and smallmouth. But now we're doing it for inshore fish, snook, drum, trout. So it's super cool. We got different types of cover going for us, which is generally a good thing when you have combinations. Like, it's not just the mangrove line and then sand, it's mangrove line and the grass. So that might do well for us. All right. Bit of boat traffic, but what can I say? A couple seconds here, it'll all be pretty nice. Okay, well, we're seeing more and more fish. Well, let's start feeling them. Please do not take that the wrong way. I hope we're not snagged in that crap. I hope we're just parallel, man. Well, I think the only thing we grabbed was the slop. Now, this is a different kind of slop than I'm used to. It's like a really long string of brown cottonwood fuzz. That was a lousy cast, but we'll see if anything happens. I don't know if that was a hit, or if that was my jig. I might have felt the tap. To be honest though, I don't even think I've been hit by a pinfish yet Might be making a swap here to something a bit more weedless. I'm thinking that might be a good move. All right, we're at a different spot. I did make a bit of a change, just slightly altered the presentation. Still rolling with a little Salt Strong Slam Shady right there. But put on an owner twist lock because we're picking up quite a bit of grass. And we're gonna fish more effectively if our bait is not covered in brown slimy crap while we're retrieving it. Tons of little mangrove snapper hanging out in there. That's super cool. Not an incredibly effective way to cast since we're casting down current and reeling up current. But it's what we got. So we'll see. There's quite a bit of grass right here, so I think we should try to cover some of that before we move on. Oh, that was a good hit, yeah. That's a fish right there. Loosen up on him a little bit. Must come out of a hole in the grass. Well, I would say for our first fish we've hooked, this is a good position to have him in because he doesn't quite have us in any mangroves. We hooked him in the grass, which is pretty good, I would say. If it is a snook, though, I'm hoping we can tackle him with the 20-pound mono I got on here. Don't go into those mangroves. Please do not. Oh gosh, that's bad. Let up on him. Maybe he'll swim out. Come on. Back yourself out of there. Pull him real slow. That is a snook, if I've ever seen one. Oh, yes, sir. Come to Papa. Oh, man. There's literally 3 on him. But this is literally the biggest of the bunch. Oh, my gosh. That is a good fish right there. Let me get a hand on you. Oh, man. Please let me get a hand on you. This is epic. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh. Let's take good care. We'll guide him over here. Seems pretty nonchalant right now, but you give him an inch, we'll take a mile. As you just saw when I loosened my drag, we got him in a good spot too. Hooked him right in the corner of the mouth. Oh my gosh, that chomping down on me. Beautiful, beautiful around slot size snook right there. Just dipping my bottom in the water right there. Feels good. Dude, that is a beautiful fish, and I'm just so stoked that I've had the pleasure to fight this thing and land it. This is already a successful mission, even if this is the only fish we catch. That's fantastic. Get some measurements and some pictures, and we will send Buddy on his merry way. Good Lord providing, we have a rod holder and a backpack holder and a tripod here. Really good, just around 27-inch snook right there. Absolutely beautiful. A good fish to start off with, at least for catching my first ever. We're gonna take really good care. Face him towards the current and just let him hang until he kicks off. Looks like he got a bit of a bite from what I would probably assume was a dolphin. Man, it's just amazing to be finally lipping one of these fish. Starting to muscle me a little bit more. I think he might be ready for a shove off here. Man, you were kidding me with that. Oh man. And to think we still got time to fish. Dude. Dude. I'm absolutely soaked. But I think we should pack our things up and get fishing. By the way, that was... hit that bad boy. We're definitely gonna have to retie. Looks like our leader's got the classic fray on it. Sweet. I'm stoked. Let's get back to fishing, man. That's what we're out here to do. That and enjoy the fruits of nature. That was a good spot to really get a feel of how those things fight. How they feel when they hit, you know, instead of right next to a mangrove and then they just shoot right in there. That was good. Oh man, this boat. This boat about to clear this spot out. Well, I guess we'll wade down here a little bit more and keep trying to fish all this grass here. I guess it would make some pretty good sense that they're in the grass. They don't really need the shade anymore. The sun's not super high. So they're gonna be in that current waiting for food. And there is noticeable current here. I can feel it on my feet. I can see it coming over that log. And these mangroves are just so freaking cool, dude. Like, look at that. Look at that habitat. Look at that structure, man. That's just good. Good stuff right there. Glad I don't have that crap on camera because I absolutely booked it. Last spot I ventured into had a swarm of killer bees. Not incredibly fond of that. Okay. Well, other than catching fish, that's one good way to get heart rate up. See if there's anything hanging out here. We got followed in by a snook right there. School of finger mullet. That's what I like to see. I like to see stuff that proves I'm matching the hatch. I would say most people do. Probably last spot of the night. Found quite a bit more grass. On my walk back, I really didn't see that much grass other than that spot we caught the fish and right here, so it's definitely a bit of a pattern here. All right, well, I think I'm about done here. Got to go get some grub. That was amazing. That was cool. Got to fish a beautiful spot. Got to catch a nice fish. It was awesome. I scouted the spot out on Google Earth, kind of picked where I wanted to be fishing, and made sure I had good reasons of why to do that. You know, the grass, the channel with the current coming through here. I came out right as we were having a falling tide. That mangrove line, which I didn't see a whole ton of big fish actually hiding in, probably because the tide is so low. But it was awesome, and we caught a fish, so it worked out, and it was a good one, dude. Like, I know they get way bigger than that. That wasn't quite a monster, but that was a respectable snook for my first one, and really couldn't be more stoked. I'm gonna be in Florida all week, so maybe we'll come back here. I still have the other half down there to fish, so maybe we'll have another go here. And like I said in that last video, we have a lot of fishing ahead of ourselves, and it's all gonna be pretty good. It may not all be sunshine and catching good fish, but it's gonna be a fun time. So stay tuned for more. It's gonna be awesome, like I'm saying. I'm hoping it's gonna be epic. But bottom line, I appreciate you guys sticking around for this one, and see you later. Peace out. That we have, maybe, just maybe, it might just be, I mean, it might just be maybe